In this video, I'm going to show you how to get more auto repair shop customers in San Bernardino, California. Now, you may ask, where the heck is San Bernardino, California? I don't know either, but I'm going to show you on the map. And it doesn't really matter where you're at in the US. If you have an auto repair shop, body shop, this will help you to get more customers. First off, my name is James from Auto Shop Marketing Pros. If you like this content, just like and subscribe below. Now, let's head over to San Bernardino. Okay, guys, here's San Bernardino. Over to my left, you can see there's San Bernardino. This whole area, I guess, is called San Bernardino. Not sure why. I guess that's just the name. But anyway, this is San Bernardino, California. If I zoom out, you'll see where it is compared to everywhere else. So we got LA down there to my, to my right. Got over in this area, Los Angeles, and up here is San Bernardino. If you're not familiar with California, down there, San Diego at the bottom. That's a pretty cool place to go hang out. And below that is Mexico. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about San Bernardino. And really, in this strategies, you really want to dial into your location, because if you just go broad on some of this stuff, it's not going to help you. So let's go back to San Bernardino, and that way you guys know what we're talking about. We're going to zoom in. We're zooming in. We're zooming in. Closer, closer. Okay, I think that's it. Now, San Bernardino. Now we're talking about auto repair shops. So if I'm in Google Maps and I am looking for an auto repair shop, I'm going to type in auto repair shop and boom, look at that. I just typed it in. Okay, guys, auto repair shop. And now you can see all these little dots around me are auto repair shops. Okay, all those are auto repair shops over here, over there, all those little dots. And the reason I mention this is someone actually requested a call with me and to explain some of this to them. In fact, their shop did not show up at all, even though they do have a Google business and their thing is listed as an auto repair shop. And why is that? Let's talk about that real quick. Why would your shop not show up? First off, look at this guy, Mako. Now, this guy, Mako Auto Body, we know, most people know Mako as a chain, national chain. Anyway, they're sponsored. And so what that means is that's a Google ad running. And auto repair shop, sometimes what these guys do is they may actually have auto repair services, but if you're just a regular auto repair shop, you know, oil change, auto repair maintenance, etc., you probably don't do body work, you probably don't do dent repair or painting, but maybe these guys do, I don't know. The other thing I want to point out is that I'm not anywhere near San Bernardino right now. I'm not even in California, but for some reason, these guys want to show ads to people who are not even in the area. So first off the top, they're wasting some money there, showing it to everyone. In your settings in Google Ads, you want to make sure it has presence in, not interested in. So it's a very easy setting to change, but unfortunately, these guys are actually showing their ad to anyone who types in this area. Okay, so now, auto repair shop, you're in this area, and you may think, guys, it's been really slow this year. It's the economy. It's a bad time of year. And while that may be true for some people, it's not true for auto repair or auto body shops or dent repair, or pretty much anything to do with cars. So if you have any kind of auto repair service, then there's a demand. Unless you're in a tiny spot out in the middle of nowhere, chances are good people are looking for your service. And I'm going to show you that here real quick. Let me see. I actually pulled up. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, in order to find this, you may actually ask yourself, how do I know how many people are searching? How do I know how many people are looking for this type of stuff right here? If I go back to the map here, you may be here and may think, no one's looking for this. No one is looking for my service. The truth is, and I'm going to show you that here in a second, the way to find this out, and there's lots of tools you can use out there, but a free tool is just go over to Google Ads. I'm going to show you that. Click on this, business.google.com, Google Ads, or you can just search for Google Ads and sign in. Now you're going to need a Google account, sign in, and you may have to set up something in order to use this, but you're going to sign in there and check out what's called Keyword Planner. Let me show you that. I've already got it pulled up over. All right, now in order to get this on the left side, you're going to go over to Tools, Keyword Planner, click that. And here, what I've done is I've already typed in auto repair shop, but let me just show you what would happen here. So discover new keywords, click that. This is a basic way to do it. You know, there's other ways to do it, but auto repair. You gotta spell it right. Auto repair shop. Okay. You can do that, click and get results. Now, I've already put in this location, but let's just click in here so you can see that I'm actually looking at San Bernardino. Here's what Google calls San Bernardino, and what we're really trying to do is get a actual gauge or a kind of estimate as far as how many people are looking. So here's San Bernardino. If I zoom in, you can see that. And if I go back to the Google map, you'll see that's it right there. So basically what we're talking about is, okay, so here you can see what the area is right there. And that's like this area here. So I think we're talking about, so it's kind of like this area here, something like that. So now going back to the keyword, we got this area. So I've already got that area. You want to make sure that is dialed in for whatever area you are in for your specific business. Include a city. Now, some cases, if you have a small city, small town, you may need to increase that. You could also try counties. So for instance, I don't know what the county is. I think there's actually a San Bernardino County. Let me just check this out. Okay, yeah. San Bernardino County. That is much bigger. But in fact, you may say, heck yeah, all those people would come to my shop. In this case, it's probably not true, but if you live in the middle of nowhere, then maybe your county is actually a better search volume. But I know that's not the case for here. It's probably way too big. But you can try counties and it might be a better place to look. All right, so that is where we're looking. And now we've got these. We can also type in these other search components. So let's auto service center. Let's put that in results. And then let's look at auto repair. Okay, repair shop or auto repair. Let's look at that one. Then there should be like a mechanic near me. Let's try mechanic because that's actually a really good one for most people. Sometimes it comes up right away, but mechanic would be a good search term. And then you can see how down here it populates it. So one to 1,000 a month, and we're going to get the exact number here in a second. And so there's those that might auto mechanic services might be good. Let's do that one. So search that. Now over on the right, you'll see that it's actually updating some of these keyword things there. And I'm going to show you something you need to do. So especially for auto repair, you need to look at this right here. So services. Let's say this shop does not do body repair. Most regular auto repair shops, tire shops don't do body repair. So if you want to deselect these auto glass, we'll say they don't do any of that stuff. Frame repair, bumper repair. Let's check and see what others is. Others. Okay. Cost, home, local garages. All this stuff might be pretty good. Component. Now, if you're a shop that say, hey, we don't do tires or we don't do some of these, you can look at these and deselect what you might not do. Brand. You can see these brands come up, and we probably do want to show up for these because let's say someone looks for BMW repair, you want to show up for that. So let's just leave all that like it is, and then we click download keyword and download it as a CSV or Google Sheet. All right, so I'm going to do that, and we're going to come right back. Okay, guys, so here we are back with, this is the spreadsheet that Google gave me. Now I did update it a little bit. I modified this right here. So I added the title in. It comes in with some raw data. But what I did here, and I'm going to show you, this is the same location that I just showed you on Google Ads. So that's the location. We downloaded it. And here what I did was, it gives you all these different variations, as you see on the left. It's my right, your left on this side. So all these different variations. And it looks like, let's see, there's something like, maybe it's got to be over 1,000 variations. Okay, maybe 2,000. So some of these variations don't have any search volume to them. But let's see. Okay, over 2,000, almost 2,600 over that variations of auto repair. So it's Synergy Auto Care. Swedes Ronnie's Auto Repair. So these small auto repair shops are getting some search volume. But if we go back up, that's not the important piece. The important piece is we want to know how much total volume there is, or potential volume there is per month. I just added all these up. It equals 181,000 searches per month, guys. That's awesome. If we go back over to the right, you can see the area once again. And it's over here, over that. There's the area. Oh, no, there's the area. And in this area, we see that there's 186,000 searches per month, or 181,000. For anyone who says, you know, it's the economy or no one's buying or all that nonsense, it's just simply not true. And we can do this for any location in the US or even in the world. But we're talking about US because the USA is the best. We are the best country because we have the best auto shops, of course. So that's your search volume. And then over here is, I put this average PPC. So this is, let's look at top of page rank. And what this is the average cost per click that it will charge, that Google Ads will charge you. I just took an average of a bunch of these, but as you can see, it's mostly $1-ish, $1 to $2. And these, if you just look at it real quick, it's about $3, $4. So that's the average. And what that means is, on average, you'll pay maybe $2 per click when someone sees your ad. Let's go back over to an ad. I'm going to show you that example real quick. Let's see it here. If I can find it. Okay, so once again, here's San Bernardino, and an ad is going to look like this. Here, I typed in, let me just show it to you. I typed in auto repair shop right there in the search bar, and you can try this for yourself. You can try it if it's an auto body shop or paintless dent repair or detailer, whatever it is. Type that in the search bar. You can also type this in Google search, and similar things will come up. In this case, we got this ad. It's perfect. I think we could try it again and see what will happen. We'll get a variation. I'm gonna try that here and try that. Let's see. Okay, so there's makeup pops up again. If I keep doing it, it will change, maybe. Maybe it will, I'm not sure. Let's type auto repair, see what happens. I'm gonna type mechanic. See if they still come up. Okay, look at that. So now this is not an ad, but it's this guy down here. See, that guy down there popped up, so that's cool. Some mechanics. Let's try mechanics. Okay, Mako popped up again. So the point here is that going back to this search volume, when someone clicks the ad, it will cost in this range. All right. Oh, what happened? Okay, I think I'm still good. It's going to cost, if I were to click on this ad, which I'm not going to, it would cost these guys in that range. Okay. That's what how Google gets paid. Somewhat. They get paid for other things too. But in this case, someone clicks that. Now, how does someone become a lead? We're going back here. Let's go back to our auto repair picture, our mechanic picture. Oh, where is it at? I'm going to close this out. Okay, we're here again. And some people are searching. I don't know what that is. People are searching for auto repair shops here. And usually the first one that comes up is what they click. All right, they're either going to click it or call it. If you're doing this on your phone, usually what will happen is the phone number will come up. Not sure what that. Oh, Mount Baldy. So if I do this again, it'll probably shift. Where's San Bernardino? Okay, so anyway, we got all these shops. The first one, usually, if I click that, it will probably go to a website or maybe a landing page. I don't know. I'm not going to click these guys out. But on Google, if I want to get a lead, on Google, if I want a lead, I really want a phone call or a quote request. All right. So when someone comes here, They might click here. This may go to a landing page. Hopefully they're doing that and it captures your information. Or if you're doing it on your phone, usually the phone number will come up during the day. Click that, it's going to have a phone call to these guys. That's really how you want to get leads on Google Ads. Now, of course, this also works for straight Google search. I'm not going to show you that example here, but you can try it yourself and see what comes up. The point is that we know the volume. We know here that a ton of people are looking. 181,000 people are searching every single month in that area. And that's how you're going to get in front of those people. Now, you might ask, how much will this cost me to run? Let me show you that here in a second. I got a calculator for you. All right, so here we have the AutoShop growth calculator. And first off, the first thing we did was we saw the demand. Of course, you kind of want to know this before everything else. You want to know your goal and how to get there. All right. So knowing your goal is the first part, but it certainly helps to know that is there any actual demand out there? We saw the demand. So guys, we saw the demand for, where is it? For this area is big. You know, we saw the demand for San Bernardino. And so now we know that we can get that, but how many leads do we actually need? First off, what we need to do is say, what is your average customer ticket? For auto repair, this could range widely. I know that for some auto repair shops, it may be, you know, you might have your oil changes, things like that. But then again, you're going to have your higher end things that will cost over $1,000, maybe over $2,000. But if we average all that out, what is the average ticket? Let's just say it's probably $600. It may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Now, how many more customers do you want per day? Of course, you may not have a clue, but think about how much your shop can handle. This is gonna help you drive your goal. So how much can your shop currently handle? And maybe you're just gonna say, I can handle 5 more per day. And you're open 5 days a week. This is a perfectly round number, 100 customers a month. And this might be good for most shops, most lower size shops. 5 a day, 25 a week, 100 a month. Now, over here, you've already seen the valuation here. If you get 100 customers a month times 600, that's 60,000 per month. That would be the goal. Okay. This is a quick way to see what your potential goal would be and if that's working, right? Now, just because you want 100 customers per month does not means you will get them unless you get leads. So how many leads do you need to get customers? Over here, you can already see it. It already added this in there, but the average lead cost can range on Google, can range on Facebook or wherever you're doing this, but it's going to take into consideration how much a lead costs you to get on Facebook or Google. What we see is that average for auto repair can be in the $20 range. Let's just assume it's $25 per lead. This is not a straight cost. Google doesn't charge you this. They charge you per click. If we go back to the auto repair, they charge you per click, okay? If we say that the average cost per click is $2 and every 10 clicks or $20 would get a lead, that would mean that the average lead cost would be $20. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's basic math here. Now, lead closing percentage. Out of every 10 people that call you, request a quote, or what have you, how many come into the shop? This would be a percentage based on out of 10. This would be 4 out of 10. So if 4 out of 10 people came in, okay, that means you need 250 leads per month. See it right there? In order to get your 100 customers. Now let's say that's actually more to like 60%, 6 out of 10. Then you only need 167 leads. All right. Keep in mind, this is your ultimate goal for your shop, maybe, because you should be looking at the ultimate goal, not necessarily your immediate today goal. Maybe if you can only do 1 customer per day, but now, if leads cost $20 and if you can get 60%, that means you need to spend $111 per day to get those leads. This is just simple math. Now, I understand for most people, if you're not doing ads yet, then this will be crazy to think about. But if you're generating 60K per month, then okay, spending $3,000 a month is not a big deal. But this is just something to know that at the end, you will need to spend something to get the leads. So let's go over to, I think I've got another piece here to this. Actually, yeah. So let's say you don't spend any money right now on ads, but what would it do to spend if you just spent $25? Based on this, if leads cost $20, you spend $25 and you get 60% closing. That's only $750 a month, but potentially you get about 13K. That's not bad. $750 in, 13K out. This is all hypothetical, but this is basically what we see. A lot of shops are doing this. Some mid-tier shops are doing $50 a day. Actually, low-end shops, once they're getting things running, that's about what they're spending. And then you kind of want to phase this in incrementally. You would never want to just spend $100, $200 a day unless it's actually working. So now we know, if that's your goal, how many leads you need to get the goal. It actually tells you. This is actually very important to know that in order to hit your goal, you have to take certain lead measures. Interesting lead measures. There's a book called The 5 Ds of Execution, 5 Disciplines of Execution by, I think, Covey. And this actually tells you one of the things in there is lead measures. So he's not talking specifically about leads for a business, but it's the things that you do ahead of time in order to get the actions you want. So part of this would be leads. Lead measures would be running ads. Okay. And then running ads, how many leads you get from an ad, how much do leads cost, and then so on. Okay, guys, so that is the growth calculator. Let's go back to the Google Maps. So once again, now we're back in San Bernardino, and we talked about where San Bernardino, how to get more customers there. I just showed you, run ads. Okay, these guys right here running ads. These guys are showing up with the ad. These guys are showing up too. Look at that, Plaza Auto Care Center. Okay, they're running an ad too. 71 reviews, over 82. Interesting. Great example. The sponsored ad with lower reviews is above these guys with higher, almost higher. Most of these guys have more reviews than this one, but this is the second highest one, and it might shift around. People might know, okay, they don't do auto repair. They might click on these guys. So the key right here is to getting in front of people who are searching for your business. This will apply for auto repair, will apply for auto body, collision, detailing, paintless dent repair. Pretty much anything where there's a search volume, then it will definitely help your business. Now, how do you know if there's a search volume? Like I said, you're going to go over to Google. You're going to go over to this keyword planner and check it out. And then you can see exactly what the search volume is in your area. And you will know there's tons and tons of search volume in the area, as we saw in the spreadsheet, that 181,000 people, look at that, 181,000 searches every single month. And this is how you get in front of them. So I hope that helps, guys. And part of the key here is understanding that you need a Google business. See that? First off, you need a Google business. All these little dots are Google business listings. It used to be called, it's Google Maps, Google My Business, Google Places. So it used to be all those things. But if you pull up Google Maps, this is the listing you need. All right. And you typically need a website. You can run Google ads without it, but it certainly helps to have it, because where are they going to go? You want them to go to your landing page, pretty much, request a quote, and see website. All these guys have a website. This guy does not have a website. See that? Interesting. Or it's not listed. Maybe he has one, it's just not listed. So some of these guys don't have one, but the top ones do. And that answers the question, how to get more auto repair shop customers in San Bernardino. So guys, just fill out your location, whatever your location is. This is how to get more auto repair shops in your location, or auto body shop customers in your location, paintless dent repair shop customers in your location. This will be the first place to start to look. Check your search volume on Google, and you can go from there. You can pull up Google Maps right now and try this out yourself. Pull up Google and try it yourself. By popping yourself in Google Maps here and just moving around, you'll see who pops up higher, and you'll see the ad will typically pop up higher. So that's the guaranteed way to get up higher, because the fastest way is really with an ad. Pay Google to get up there, and you're gonna be seen. All right, guys. So hope that helps you out there. Once again, my name is James from Auto Shop Marketing Pros. If you guys need help with any of that, you can click below, schedule a Auto Shop strategy session with me. We can look at your shop and we can see how we can help you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.